Hello guys and welcome to Laravel 7 tutorial. So guys, today we are going to see how can we interact with the database in Laravel. Basically Laravel provides multiple ways to interact with the database and one of them is Raw SQL Queries. So it is going to be an interesting lecture. So let's begin. Let me open my folder and directory cdc xampp htdocs/gallery. Done. I have rolled back my migration so that the viewers joining me right now basically can know how can we make a migration and how to run it. So let me create a migration php artisan make migration and name is create underscore post underscore table and the flag is create and the basically table name is post. Okay, now let me see, should be here, yes it is. Now I will define some other columns, table, and it should be string, basically varchar, and post underscore name for the similarity, dollar table, and let's take a text, basically unlimited words you can say, description. Okay, now let me run the migration first. PHP partition migrate and all the tables are created. Let me see, gallery, do we have post in here? Yes, we have it. So let's start. We are going to apply Crud with the help of routes, basically simple routes. So let me copy it so that we can make a comment related to it, and that should be database raw SQL queries. Okay, so basically Crud. Now let's start with the insert method. Okay, so I will make a route get request with the name, basically we are inserting data, so I'm going to name it insert function closure function, basically semicolon. Let me put some gap here. Okay, so in Laravel for SQL queries we are going to use the class name db and its static, we are going to hit its static method name insert. Okay, now it expects basically two parameters, or you can define it in one as well, but let me show you with the help of two parameters. So our query should be insert into, basically the table I am hitting is post, insert into post, and I will define the columns here, basically post underscore name comma and dollar no dollar description, basically sorry description. Okay, and the values should be, I will define a PDO here. Basically if you don't know about the PDO, it makes the query a bit lightweight and also it provides security. Basically what it does is it applies basically abstraction, so that if the user has access, even if the user gets the access to a specific security region, he cannot see the data, basically in case they in this case basically the post name or descriptions. So let me define a second parameter, it should be an array, and I will apply value, post name should be PHP, and the second parameter, basically the description should be Laravel is the best thing happened to PHP, and guys it is true, really, I mean that. Okay, so what it is going to do when we are going to hit the route insert, it is going to hit this certain method db, basically hitting the class db and its static method insert, and our query is insert into post name and description. I am applying PDO here for security, and the values should be, post name should be the PHP first parameter and the description, basically not a parameter but the array first value, and second description should be this one, the second one. Okay, so let's hit the route. Let me see my application is running. No, PHP artisan serve, and let's see now, refresh, and it is still not running. Let's see. Oh, sorry, 8000. Okay, now it's okay. Now I will hit the insert route, and let's see, there is no error. This means that we have our post created, and here you go. See, we didn't updated the IP, or we didn't provide the basically the ID. Laravel efficiently handles and increments the ID. So let's insert another record, for example just with Laravel, and this will be learning. Okay, now let's hit the insert route again, and it should do the trick. Let's see, learning Laravel. So this is how we are going to insert data with the help of Raw SQL queries. Now let's see how can we basically read the record with the help of Raw SQL queries. Route get, and basically I am reading the data, so I will provide read comma function and closure function basically, and it enters for some space. Now I will hit db class static method that should be select. Okay, now what I'm going to do is select static from basically post table, basically posts, or select static from post table, post, where id equals to again PDO, and the second parameter should be an array with the value 1. You can define 2 as well because we have 2 posts right now. So what it is going to do, select static from post where id is equals to 1. It is going to basically collect the data for raw 1 where id is 1. So it will bring post name, description, created at, updated. So what it will be returning is an array basically, because we have multiple values. As you can see, we are hitting we are saying that I want all select static from post where id is 1, where post is 1, select all. Basically all means post name, description, created at, updated, and id basically. So it will return an array. Now let's save it in a variable result, basically because it is going to be an array. And also because Laravel strictly follows OOP concept, that's why this array, inside this array, it is going to be an std object. Why it is going to be an std object? So that, because what it basically what Laravel assumes is, it is assuming we are basically saving the data, passing the data in an empty generic class. Basically it assumes that this result is an empty generic class. So if we get the data in the form of std object, we are going to we can access that specific data column with the help of object properties. So I hope you guys understand. I'm trying to be basically come up with the basic of this return query. I will tell you again, it is going to return an array basically. Okay, and inside that array it should be an std class object, because that's how Laravel works. It is going to assume that this result is an empty generic class. Why it is returning an std object class? So that we can access the columns with the help of as an object properties. Okay, so let's see an example. Because it is an array, I will have to use for each dollar results as dollar post and curly braces. Now what I will do is, now this specific object relates to this because we are using for each. Now what will I do is, let's return $post, and I'm going to tell the property. Since it is an object, I'm using hyphen and greater than sign, and I'm going to hit basically post name first. Okay, now let's hit the route read, and let's see what we have. Read. Okay, so we have the post name basically PHP. So this is how we are going to access the object properties. Basically, it is now an object property. That is what std class object was doing for us. It is assuming that it is an empty generic class and passing the values to it so that we can access it like an object property. Okay guys, I hope you understand. So now let's see how are we going to access the description. Simple, just replace the post name with the description, and let's see. So we can see that we have the description of post 1. Now suppose that if you don't understand, I will show you some other things as well. Let's return $results. Let's see what we have. Sorry here. Okay, so this is basically an array, the square brackets basically, and inside this, these curly braces means that it is an object. If there were multiple objects, it should be separated by a comma and then again like this, separated by a comma and again like this, like in the curly braces, all the data. So how do we know it is an object? Because it is separated by a colons. See here, here. Okay. So let me show you another example. If you still don't even understand, let's use var_dum for this. var_dum, and I will place the results in here. Control X and Control V. Let's see what we have. And we have array1, basically one value contains one value, and inside it we have an object std class so that we can access the basically as an object property. id int, it is int and contains 1, basically the value is 1. And after that we have the post name, and it is a string and it contains 3 characters. Basically it refers to PHP. The 3 characters are PHP. Now we have description, and it is also a string with 42 characters, and if you count this, it will be 42 characters and so on. So this is how we read the data. If you want all the data, suppose for example, we can also do this like select static from post or select all from post. Let's see what we have. Select all from post. Let's see what we have. See, now we have multiple values. For example, if I use for each instead of this, basically it is going to return will be done only one time. Basically that is how return works. It is going to return only the one time. So what we can do best is we can see it like this in the var_dump. Basically var_dump, sorry for the mistake. Now array contains 2 value, 2 std object class, and we have the 2 posts. Suppose that we insert another one. Let's see 127 and comma, basically insert method. Let's just do this again, and we have inserted another row. Let's see, yes it is. Now we will have 3 objects. Basically we are selecting all. See 1 2 3, this is the another object, and the third one should be somewhere here, and there is the third object. Now I think it's enough for the read method. Basically we are not going to use SQL queries for our purposes. What we do use are eloquent methods, and they are very efficient and very effective. We will see them in the next video, coming videos. So let's see how can we update our data. Route, and let's do a get request, and since we are updating, we should name it update comma closure function, and it's done. Sorry, missing curly braces, and That's it. Let me put some space. Now I will access db class and it should hit the method update, static method update, and I will say update post. This is how we do in basically normal PHP. Like if we are using basically a custom PHP, no framework, we do queries like this. Basically, I think you guys know this. This is some basic stuff. Update post, set post underscore, let's change the post name, update post, sorry, nothing else, set post name is equals to, and let me define update post name. Okay, set post name is equals to this, where id equals to, again I'm applying video comma second parameter, and I want to update the first record. Now in this case we are going to save the result $update in a variable called $update. What it is going to return is true or false, either it was successful or not. Let's see, return $update, and let me hit this route first. Now update, and it is returning 1, that means it is true. We have updated our first post name. Let's see, and it is updated. So let's try another one. Let's update our third record and name it new one. Okay, let's see if I hit update route here and it is returning 1. Let's see our third record, and it is changed. So this is how we are going to update our records. Now if you guys are familiar with this, now I will recommend you to please try and delete method. Basically the method should be delete, and the query, it should be simple. I will just take a pause for a second. You can pause the video and apply the basically delete method, and the method you are going to hit would be delete here. Okay, so I think it should be done. If not, you can see basically it here, right? Okay, delete. Okay, I'm going to hit the delete route, and function should be closure function, and let's save it in a variable. Delete is equals to db and delete method. Okay, now delete from post where id equals to, and again I am applying PDO, passing and second parameter. Basically I am passing an array in the second parameter, and the value should be 1. Let's delete the first record and save it in the delete variable, return delete, and it is also going to return true or false. So let's hit our delete method. So you can see it is true. The first record should be deleted. Now let me refresh the database, and it is deleted. Let's try the same query again, and let's see what we have in return. Because we don't have the first record, now it should return false because there is no record. See, 0, so it is false. The condition is false. Now if I do it like 3, let's remove the third record from the post table. Third record. Now let me hit the delete route again, and it's true. That means the third record should be deleted now. Let me refresh it, and it's done. So this is how we are use basically raw SQL queries. I hope you guys like the video. In the next videos we are going to discuss the eloquent way, and it is more powerful and more efficient. Basically we are going to use the eloquents throughout our project and in our application because they are very powerful. So I hope you guys like my video. If you liked it, please like, share and subscribe, and take care.